Can my credit report get pulled if I'm in a lawsuit? Hi, this is Consumer Protection Attorney Bill Clanton. I've helped hundreds of consumers deal with debt collection harassment, inaccurate credit reporting, and other consumer-related matters. In this video, I'm going to talk about whether or not your credit report can be pulled as part of a lawsuit. Now, this falls into the permissible and impermissible uses of credit reports. There are specific ways that a credit report can be accessed and specific people who can use a credit report. And that's a short list, and all other uses are impermissible uses. That list is, for consumers, is generally authorized by the consumer. This is when you apply for a credit card or a car note or a mortgage, something like that, or apply for a job. Most jobs now are requiring you to allow a credit report pull. There's some other business transactions where it's allowed, and creditors can always pull your information under a soft pull and access your credit report that way. Other than that, in general, most other uses of your credit report or access to your credit report is prohibited. It's unlawful or impermissible access. And that includes in litigation, in a lawsuit. Now, there's a couple of exceptions to this. If the lawsuit involves your credit report or credit accounts, sometimes in debt collection, and in judgment collection, post-judgment collection, your credit report is normally fair game. Now, when is it not available? In a car wreck lawsuit, in a divorce proceeding, in most other types of litigation, your credit report is not at issue. Your credit worthiness is not at issue. And so that cannot be pulled as part of the lawsuit, as part of litigation. Now, a judge can order the credit bureaus to produce your credit report. This has to be a signed order by the judge. And it's generally regarded by the courts that an attorney-issued subpoena can be used to do that. But generally the standard is a signed order by the court. But again, this would not be relevant in a car wreck case or a divorce proceeding. In fact, divorce proceedings are part of another video I've made about impermissible use. So your ex-spouse, your spouse, nobody like that can pull your credit report or use your credit report. So what can you do if this has happened to you? You have suffered an invasion of your privacy if somebody has illegally accessed your credit report. Okay, so what can you do about it? Well, you cannot sue for invasion of privacy. Strangely enough, the Fair Credit Reporting Act is the law that preempts state laws and other laws regarding issues around credit reporting. You would have to file a lawsuit against what they call the user of your credit report, the person who illegally accessed your credit report for their illegal access, and possibly the credit bureau who allowed that illegal access. The user, it's a pretty plain case against the user. If somebody illegally accessed your credit report, then they are liable. You have to prove that they accessed it, and you prove you didn't give your permission for them to access it. But other than that, it's not a tough case to prove. Now, proving an impermissible access case against a credit bureau you're gonna have to prove that they were negligent or willful in disclosing your credit report without your permission. That means you'd have to show that they didn't require your identification, or that somebody gave the wrong information and they disclosed your credit report with the wrong information. And that's a much more difficult case to prove against a credit bureau because they've got policies and procedures and systems that require certain boxes to be checked before they can release a credit report. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying it's a more difficult case to prove, and it's less likely to happen. So, if somebody has illegally accessed your credit report, they've invaded your privacy, and the only way to sue them is under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. If you're dealing with somebody who's illegally accessed your credit report, give us a call. We want to find out what happened and see if we can help you. Our number's at the end of this video. Thank you for watching this video, and please consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you.